Greetings, Reelers. My name is Philip, and together with my wife Sherry and two of our friends, Chris and James, we're Fellowship of the Reel. Four people who love talking about movies almost as much as we do watching them. We hope you will join us as we dig deep into cinematic masterpieces and some that are, well, maybe not. You have an opportunity to be the fifth host of our little show. Click the link in the show notes and leave us a voice message telling us what movie you would like us to review. You can also reach out on our Facebook page, Fellowship of the Reel. From all of us at Fellowship of the Reel, thanks for listening. Okay, on with the show. At this point in the movie, I'm like, okay, well, here's what you should have done. And I'm thinking...
Yeah, right. It's one of my favorite openings ever.
And I've watched that alternate ending, and it is garbage.
It doesn't go where you think it's going to go.
There's a monster. I'm ready for it to be over.
Well,
But I'm not sure I can even fully explain why I love this movie so much.
I had some issues with this scene.
My feelings on it have not changed.
I fell asleep until the screaming. This is actually where I started enjoying the movie.
This is one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema.
I thought that should have been cut completely.
Fine.
Well, I'm sure it's artistic and you just don't get it. All right, here we are. Fellowship of the Reel, four friends and a movie. This time it is The Mummy, 1999 Mummy, not Tom Cruise. I haven't seen the Tom Cruise one, but I have seen this many,
Yes, we
many
have.
times. Have we?
Yeah, I fell asleep.
All right, well.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think it's worth staying awake through. It doesn't compare to the one we're about to review, but
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
but it's very different tonally and everything. But I enjoyed it. But
Yeah, sure.
Well, they were supposed to launch the whole.
yeah, it was they were called Dark Universe, and this shared kind of to I guess mirror the Marvel universe.
Oh, yeah?
They were gonna because the old Universal monsters, the Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, all that stuff. They were gonna. Because they had Dracula Untold, and that was supposed to be kind of the part of it, and then they did, which I enjoy that one a lot. And then where Vlad the Impaler is Dracula, like they combine the two to make him the one character. Anyhow, but yeah, since Tom Cruise the Mummy one didn't deliver Tom Cruise type numbers, the whole thing just died.
Oh,
They had people like Johnny Depp on board.
Oh, wow.
for
Yeah, because Russell Crowe is in the Mummy. He's Hyde and Jekyll and
Yeah,
Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
oh, that's cool. That might have worked.
That would have been cool to see, but this was not that one. It was 1999's Brendan Fraser, Academy Award-winning Brendan Fraser.
Ooh, yep.
Now, yeah.
Gotta add that in there.
And I think
And Rachel Weisz, where I think anyone knew who she was.
I like to say, we asked previously, why did you pick this movie? For me, this is one of those perfect movies. This, may not be perfect top to bottom traditionally, but I think it's a perfect movie I can watch it beginning to end
Yeah.
at any point and I enjoy it completely.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, no, I have seen it. We own it. I bought it. I love it.
Yeah, no, I think the comment I'd made when I don't remember what point we were into the movie, watching it, Leith bailed, the jerk, but Stacey and I watched it last night, and I remember at one point making a comment, they don't make movies like this anymore.
Right, right.
don't.
There's a...
It was
And I wish they did.
It was an epic style of movie, going lots of locations
Yeah.
and the stakes, got to save the world. It just it seems easy
ton
to
of
do.
fun.
Yeah, it seems easy to do, but apparently it's not.
Yeah, right. There's a bunch of movies that, do the same kind of thing, try to and fail miserably.
Yeah. We're going to get into all that, but we want to do our thing. Jerry has some questions for us.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
all right.
test.
This
We call it Sherry's Queries.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
All right. So,
And it is a pop quiz.
all right. Pop quiz. All right, Sherry.
Okay, sorry I made it so tough last time. Hey, quickly. But the first one, I'll start off with one. It's an old saying, and I've heard it so many times, but I've never seen the movie. All right, y'all ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, you talking to me?
That's Taxi Driver.
Okay. See, I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
But I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say?
So-
There's a rain coming. It's going to wash these streets
Watch
clean.
this. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm the only one here. Must be talking to me.
Psycho becomes a hero,
there you go.
I like that
See?
movie.
No, it's
Why is it every time I hit anything
Because that's a $15 microphone.
Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
The springs do it.
All right. The next one. All right. And this is kind of a long quote, but this movie that this comes from has two quotes I was kind of debating, but this is the one I like. I always have liked this quote.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Yeah, I think by our looks, we all know this one. Does someone want to answer?
Do it all on the count of 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Usual
Suspects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze, Kevin Spacey.
Can you think of the other line that I was going to put in
Give me
there?
the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
That's it. I was like, I can't say that. Yeah.
Well,
I
those
was
are
like,
two different guys, but yeah. What's his name? Del Toro or whatever.
well, no, they all say, they all
right, but-
have to say that line.
Yes, but Del Toro's.
Is it Stephen Baldwin?
Yeah, yeah. Give me the
Baldwin,
keys,
yeah.
you fucking cocksucker. What the fuck? You like the devil.
Yeah.
In English.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something I use a lot.
Oh, yeah.
in like everyday life is
Yeah.
like, especially someone will send me, I guess because I'm old, I guess, and they send me text, and all these kids these days, it's all abbreviated, right?
Sure.
It's letters for full fucking sentences.
Yeah.
And one of my techs was doing it the other day, and I just responded in English, like,
Yeah. Can use your words.
yeah, use your words. I say that one too,
Yeah, yeah.
especially in person.
But I
Remember
like
something, use your words.
Yeah.
I like both of those lines, but I just didn't want to say the other.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
one worth reviewing.
Oh, yeah.
Someday is that one.
Oh, yeah. All right. And the last one, it's just a movie that I quote. There were so many quotes in it, but this is one of the ones that it just makes me laugh. It says, Chip, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega
Yes.
Nights, yeah.
I could put that movie on and play it over and over
Was
and
he
over.
jacked up on Mountain Dew?
jacked
That's the
Oh,
other one.
Mountain Dew.
This is,
What'd
I'm
you do
all
to-
jacked up on Mountain Dew.
What'd you do today, kids? Threw Grandpa's war medals off the bridge.
Yeah. I'm sitting in my pee pants right now.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to say it like that, though, instead of saying, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like what he said to you, Chip. Oh my God.
What is it, Walker and Texas
Yeah,
Rangers?
that's their kids. If we wanted us a couple of wussies, we would have named them Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
My smoking hot wife.
I'm telling you, there's
Dear
so many.
baby Jesus, he was a man. He had a beard. Yep, that's another one. I love that movie.
So,
It's
many
dumb.
lines that I just quote all the time.
Yeah.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Can't have
Well,
two
see?
number ones. That's right. That'd make 11.
Yeah.
Y'all knew all of those, so
There are implications. What's implications mean? It means we can't be friends anymore. Why?
that's one of my
I
favorites.
love that. All right. What movie review? We always have to pretty much get to answer that question. This is The Mummy, 1999. James's pick, yeah?
That's right.
Definitely wasn't my pick.
No? No. Well,
That sounded bad about the movie.
No,
I meant more the rising I get for some of my picks.
well, but even so, they weren't terrible. I think they anyway.
That's now my new goal. Just make it fucking terrible. Just playing.
Yeah.
Just playing.
All right. So
The Mummy. This is James's moment. Let's go.
yeah, Money Critics fans. All right, there we go. So, does someone else have this, or do me?
you go for it.
I always print this stuff out. I don't know if I will start off with. I think hopefully by now a lot of people know what this is about, but let's start off with the blurb. The Mummy is a rousing, suspenseful, and horrifying epic about an expedition of treasure-seeking explorers in the Sahara Desert in 1925. Stumbling upon an ancient tomb, the hunters unwittingly set loose a 3,000-year-old legacy of terror, which is embodied in the vengeful reincarnation of an Egyptian priest who had been sentenced to an eternity as one of the living dead. Seems fair.
Yeah, is that, I may have missed it. Is that blurb date wrong, though? I remember seeing 23 in the movie, but does it jump in time and I just missed it? Because the first date they throw up, like, I guess that's supposed to be present day for the movie, is 1923.
Was
not
it 23?
25, Yeah.
It might be.
See 23, yeah.
Okay, so this is the blurb from Rotten Tomatoes, and they may have got it wrong. Though.
Oh, I'm sorry. So 1923 soldiers from the French Foreign Legion.
Oh, yes, that's
and
the-
then 3 years later, Evelyn and everybody
Yes,
meet
yes,
him.
that
So
math's still
Jonathan's
not
in
right.
the.
3 years, right?
26?
Would be 26. And that said 25.
Oh, this is what this is saying. 26.
Yeah, 'cause I felt like we did have, like, after because yes, the 23 date is the Foreign Legion, and then it jumps to when they meet up with him. but I didn't know if they actually threw a date up there. If they threw a date, I missed it. So I was just curious if the date was 25 and that says 3 years.
Well,
Does anyone recall the date? It doesn't matter. I just thought that was funny that the blurb was wrong. You know?
I think I even asked what
so it's probably 25 or 26 then. Is that what we're saying? Because
Yes.
It's post World War One for sure, pre World War II. So
Yeah, I mean, the date doesn't really matter all that much.
it's interesting that you mentioned that because I did, not that they're in the same universe, but I was like, okay, archaeologist, Egyptian. So if this was the same world, what year did Indiana Jones go looking for his lost ark in Egypt, right? Apparently,
36, right?
yes, that was so. I say in Egypt, 11 years before Indiana would go raid the Lost Ark.
Nice.
And then I wrote a Nazi-free archaeology adventure because I was like, okay, Egyptians, archaeologists, desert, but this is absolutely a lighter fare than Indiana. And it's 25, so the Nazi party and all that would not have risen or been a thing yet.
Right.
And so you have basically what I'm calling an archaeology Nazi-free adventure, which would have dragged down the tone.
you only have room for one bad guy, I think, in this, and the Mummy would be the bad guy. If you had the Nazis in there, that would be too much. Because we know back, even if this was in the 1930s, the Nazis were bad guys, but they weren't the monsters that were come to know later.
Right. In 38, they were just getting started.
Right.
Yeah.
So with this,
No, yeah, I agree on.
nobody
I guess
bigger.
Yeah, if you have Nazis and the Mummy, that's too much, and we're not going to like this movie near as much as we do. Also, they may have been a conscious choice because although the time frame of the movie predates Indiana Jones, the movie is well after the original trilogy of Indiana Jones.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it may have been a conscious choice by the writers to let's stay away from Nazis because it's already
been done.
Like I feel like it pays homage to Indiana Jones, like it's in the same spirit of Indiana Jones in a very loving way. Like it's fun without like comparing it to and going, oh man, it's not a ripoff of Indiana Jones by any means.
No, and James had mentioned, I think it's absolutely right. This movie is pure fun. Like you might go to a movie to see an epic. You might go to a movie to see a take on history or something. But this is a movie that you can go to and just enjoy the shit out of it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me a lot of. It's like if Indiana Jones mixed with Dracula, the Bram Stoker's Francis Ford Coppola directed Dracula, because it's essentially a love story.
Yes,
that's the way the Mummy's motivation is love.
Sure.
Just like Dracula. Dracula's main motivation was love. Yeah, he was a monster, whatever. But it had a lot of
You're
heart.
not a monster.
Well, we could get into it, but if we boil it down to his core motivations, is he really that bad a guy except for what he was made into almost? You know?
Just like Dracula.
Yeah.
Was he a bad guy other than what he was made into? He was made into a monster by outside supernatural forces.
And now you're getting into justifying the means and all that stuff. Like, because he didn't care about any of the people that he's killing and all that. Either one of these guys, Mummy or Dracula.
Made the monster, though.
Well, but I love the fact that
before he wasn't killing people, right? In fact, it wasn't even Pharaoh's wife; it was Pharaoh's mistress, which means Pharaoh had a wife, and this was his side piece. And the mummy, the Imhotep, the priest, was in love with her, and she with him. And except for Pharaoh's infidelity, there probably would never have been a problem.
It's at heart a love story. It's through the ages. It's like, have you ever loved something so much you would destroy the world to save it? I mean, yes, that's wrong, but that's his motivation.
Yeah, sure.
And you can understand it.
But when he tried to resurrect her the first time, he wasn't killing a bunch of people. He was just, right?
He stole her body, and he was...
Yes, her, and was using, and then they captured, we can get into that or whatever, but anyway.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. That's the blurb. Money Critics, fans. Okay, so again, I think these scores are a little low, especially the fan score. Tomato Meter has 60% critics giving it 3.5 stars, and 75% of the audience giving it 3.5 stars, which is not 75% not bad.
They're definitely lower than I expected.
Yeah, I would.
This is the first of 3. I mean, it was a big hit.
Oh yeah. Box office. The budget was $80 million, which is high, but what they put on the screen, is flashy. Domestic, $155 million. So right off the bat, it almost doubled its money just in America. International, $260 million. For a worldwide of $415 million. So, 5 times its money? Yeah, it made 5 times
Yeah, 80.
its budget. Yeah.
100, yep.
Yeah, and you'll get a sequel and a trilogy immediately after numbers like that.
Sure. Now I've seen 2, and I remember not being. We have it. I haven't watched it, but
2 was okay. There's a few holes in it.
yeah.
And then 3 is not even about a mummy. It's about a dragon emperor, Jet Li, I think. So
Okay. Well, yeah.
that one I think I've seen once or twice. But Mummy, the original one, I've seen
Oh yeah. No, it's a
tons of times.
it's a go-to movie. That it's
I
fun.
like the first 2 a lot, and I remember enjoying the third one. I remember not liking it as well, but we, I guess they had them all on sale for like $15
Yeah.
digitally, so I bought them.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Yeah, this
we'll probably
one,
watch them all.
it just popped up that it was on Hulu, and I had to sit and watch it
Mm-hmm.
when it popped up saying, "Oh, the Mummy's available."
Right.
Oh, okay. Even though I have it on DVD.
Yeah. Now that being said, I have a lot of the beats, but I think a lot of the beats are blurry and or absent. What you get with a movie like this, the meat of a movie like this is fun and games. So I think it's way fun and games heavy, but that's what you would almost expect. You pay to see a movie like this for the fun and games, the set pieces,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? So it's way heavy on fun and games, but I think that's exactly
Yeah.
what you're looking for.
You know, and I guess that's, and maybe it goes back to individual movies and to what you're saying about what you're looking for. But yeah, is too many fun and games better than one fun and game? You know, I mean, and not enough, or I guess it just depends on your mood and what you're looking for, right?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I think that,
I don't know. It'd be interesting as we get into it, because I guess I don't know that I came out of it going there were too many fun and games.
yeah,
There's a shit ton of ideas of value. Like
Yeah.
even the bad guys close in, all the different beats
Yeah.
have really good ideas of value that are, and the whole thing's lighthearted. So I don't know. I didn't count it all as fun and games, but
well,
as we break it down, I'm
Yeah.
curious to see kind of.
so we'll start off the prologue. Oh, did I do the beats? See,
Gotta do it.
we got to do the beats. All right, so here we'll beats. All right, so the beats.
It is cat porn. I mean, it's great, but that's what it sounds like. Sounds like cat porn.
Well, it's for Catboy.
That's right. That's right. Catboy likes
Ties the whole podcast together, man. Now there is a prologue with this Imhotep and his girlfriend, who I can never remember. It's
Knocks on the Moon.
Anaxunamun, yeah. This whole sort of prologue of his thwarted love, his being denied his love, given the dreaded die punishment, which I think makes him the monster. We had talked about, he's a guy trying to be with a girlfriend who is the side piece of a pharaoh who's got a wife,
Yeah.
and all he wants to be is with his girlfriend, and that's prevented, and they basically made him this monster.
Yeah, they cut out his tongue, buried alive with a swarm of flesh-eating scarabs.
Yeah.
And the ritual causes him to become an immortal walking plague if he were ever to be resurrected.
Yes.
So, all right. I think this movie's way too fun and lighthearted I guess I feel like we're deep diving on this thing more than, but anyhow, if we're going to go down this road, let's go.
Yeah.
Do they ever explain, like, to me, he never shows any qualms about unleashing the plagues on all these people. So you guys are trying to say, oh, all right, but even after the fact, so now he's a bad guy at that point? Like, he can't control it. Now he's like, fuck everybody. Because I agree with what you're saying at a point, but if he's still just about love, and that's still ultimately his goal, to me, he never shows any qualms about unleashing these horrible plagues and killing the other guys to make himself whole, right? Like, he's a bad guy.
So
I don't care if it is all about love. He's a fucking bad guy.
So I agree with you, but if you kind of take it into the context of me, I'm just a normal guy. I'm in love with this lady. They kill her, the whole circumstances. I'm just a normal guy. Now they put a curse on me. If I'm ever woken up, I get the keys to the arsenal and I get to go resurrect her.
Yeah.
Out of love, I'm not the bad guy. I'm waking up with super mystical powers.
I'm going to use everything you can to make that happen.
Yeah, and you waking up pissed off.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's like you've been having bugs eat on you.
No, and I get that, but like it's not like he's able. It's not in a different kind of tale. It'd be him getting revenge on all these assholes or the descendants of the assholes that did this to him, right?
Yes.
Like, and that's justified. But just wiping out other innocent people that got nothing to do with it because you're in love, like he's a bad guy.
Well,
Well, they weren't innocent. They stole
Yeah, he was going
part-
after him.
They,
too.
the ones he
You're right.
kills
No,
are
you're right.
cur-
You're
are-
right. They're raiders.
They're
Yeah.
cursed. They read the curse.
They
They
stole
ignored.
her organs.
Sure,
But that's the good part about it is you have a villain who is a supernatural villain who has a heart to him, and well, kind
Sure.
of.
No, his motivation as a villain, because a lot of times villains will have really weak motivation or it's not existent at all. And why is this guy doing this? That's not the case here. This guy, you understand it, you get it. I thought the prologue is well done, very
Yeah.
efficient. But all right,
Yeah,
Well-
efficient's a good word for that too.
no, you're right.
Sets it up.
I think Sherry, poked the biggest hole here on my. I was like, these guys are innocent. They're definitely
right,
they're grave
and-
robbers. Yeah, they're not that innocent. Plus, they're Americans, and
Sure. And they, even the I don't remember. I had all the characters pulled up. The bodyguard, the lead bodyguard, Karat or whatever his name is.
Arden? No,
Yeah, it's like Arden or something.
because Ardith or something.
Yeah, he.
Oh,
her bodyguard.
No, the leader of the. I'll pause. it. Our Death Bay, Oded Fair.
The Magi.
Yeah.
The Magi.
Magi.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that narrates it at the beginning. Yeah.
Yes, the Magi. Which
yeah. Go ahead.
we saw him in California
Well,
in person,
Yeah?
and he's very nice looking.
Yeah, he's a good looking
Was he a
dude.
nice guy, or you didn't get to
was
meet him?
No,
you just saw him.
we were standing in Disneyland when the Pirates of the Caribbean was having their premiere, and he was coming to see the movie.
Nice.
And he had shorter hair then, but
He's tall though. Yeah, he seems real
yes.
tall. Yeah.
Who else did you see there that you were like a super attractive?
Oh, Wonder Woman.
yeah,
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Yes.
Nice.
Oof. There was no camera tricks.
Raquel Welch was there
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah. And she was. Yeah. Oh my God.
There's a whole bunch of people.
Anyway, look, but Ardeth Bay or whatever this character's name is, the Magi leader, says, "Now I have to go. You resurrected him. Now I have to go hunt him down and try to find some way to kill him." So it's almost like putting down, like there's this wild animal now that I wouldn't have to put down, except that you brought him around.
Yeah, right.
And it was his entire job, his entire life and his ancestors' life was to prevent that thing from happening.
Which is, to me, it's sort of a throwback to almost Indiana 3, right? With the Keepers of the Grail. Weren't there some?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Now, that's sort of the prologue. The opening image, obviously, first person, and our hero is O'Connell. I put him down as he's a rogue, a brave hero with questionable luck in the French Foreign Legion. So he's very much a rogue, but things do not break his way, luck-wise, most of the time.
Right.
Other than the fact that he lives.
Yeah. He's
sure.
that's the note I have is he's a warrior, survivor, and then he's alone. Like he's lined up with all these dudes, the French Legion, right?
Yeah.
French Foreign Legion.
I'm
Foreign Legion.
assuming. I don't think they ever say that.
Yeah.
No, but that's what they look like,
They speak
right?
French. And
Yeah, and there you go. Anyways, he's lined up with all these guys. They got this, facing impending doom, and he says something, and Benny's like, "Oh, your words give me courage." And then 2 seconds later, Benny's fucking
he
running
says,
off.
"You're with me, right, Benny? You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure,
And then he takes off and runs away or whatever. So like to me, he's like looking for opening and closing images because he's very much not alone at the end.
Yes.
And maybe reaching a bit here, but yeah. But
Yeah.
he's not afraid of death. And then after the whole bit, he's wandering in the desert. And then the guy you were just talking about, I don't remember his name, but the lead Magi guy.
Yeah.
They're like, what about this one? Let's kill him. And he goes, the desert will kill him.
Right.
So he's a survivor,
Yes. So if you're talking about his opening and closing, we'll obviously get to it, but he alone, bad luck. At the end of the movie, he's not alone, and he's actually gotten a little lucky because he's riding a camel, unbeknownst to him, I think, at that time, full of gold.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So his luck is definitely, he's not alone, and his luck is turned anyway. Now, the setup, a bungling archaeologist and her equally bungling brother discover a secret map to a secret lost city with rumored treasures beyond imagination.
She's not an archaeologist. She is a librarian.
Librarian, yes, the Bembrook Scholars. The map is destroyed by a bungling head librarian, and the only one who knows now where the city is located is our down on his luck rogue. And I said, from almost dying in a war in the desert and at the end of the rope, he is getting a chance to live, I guess.
So the Evie and Jonathan, their brother sister, I read in the thing that they are the children. Their parents were the ones that uncovered
Hamunaptra?
the original
Hamunaptra.
Curse of the Mummy.
Oh, okay.
So they died in a car accident or whatever. So they're direct descendants of the mummy's curse no
Oh.
matter what.
Okay.
And the brother Jonathan was a war hero from the World War One, so he's got a little PTSD. He's a little wonky, but by no means is he bumbling and a complete idiot.
Right.
He's just quirky.
Well, yeah, he's his career is on the rise. He said.
Yeah, right.
He's a gambler. He just found this
He's
box.
just having fun.
They found out how to open the box, and there's a map in it. Like
Yes.
you were saying, the map gets destroyed.
Yes. Now yes. Oh, and then the guy who burns it. Oh, look what happened.
Right, yeah.
Very like. Oh, I certainly didn't mean to do that. We later find out he's part of the Magi, part of this secret society. I have no debate. Like there is no debate when O'Connell gets the call about
Yeah.
show us. Can you show us where this lost city is? Do you swear every damn day? I love that. I still
Every damn
love
day.
that line.
Yeah, every damn day. Yeah, yeah, I like the bit before that. I like that line, but the when they're kind of setting it up because the warden is taking Jonathan and Evie over to him
Yes.
or whatever, and he hadn't come out yet, and they're like, why was there? I think she asked, well, do you know why he was arrested and all this stuff? And he said, well, he said he had a good time.
Yeah,
Apparently, he had a very good time.
very good time. Yes,
And he comes out looking like George of the Jungle and shit.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Brandon Fraser's a big strapping guy. I mean he's
he, I guess it's interesting watching this and thinking about him just winning the Academy Award. So obviously judging his acting maybe more than I probably did before.
yeah.
And obviously this was a while ago, but I felt like he nailed it and played this part perfectly to the way this character is supposed to be.
Right.
And he did a really good job as far as, selling every aspect, the seriousness, the goofiness,
Oh, sure.
every bit he was supposed to do was
Right.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Yeah. Did you have a debate at all or any?
The only thing I can come up with, and I guess it's probably more of a set piece kind of fun and games a little bit. Because you're right, he's about to be hanged or whatever. There isn't much of a debate.
Yeah, what are you going to
This is
debate?
often-
I don't know if I want to go out there.
Right.
That
Her
broke-
haggling with the warden about the price for him though to save his life. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I guess that was a debate, but not really a debate about because she wanted him regardless because they need him because he can get him
Yes.
to the thing. So yeah, I didn't really. You're right. There's not much of a debate.
Yes,
There's a lot of characters going on. There's a lot of stuff. Like I thought, yes, it misses the debate beat, but I felt like as far as the setup, it was very efficient.
Yeah,
It gets the
absolutely.
story, this sprawling epic story it's fun and it gets it set up very quickly.
What if the debate is not the going on the journey? What if the debate is acknowledging that this place exists and there are supernatural things? That's the debate. They're like, we need you to take us to this place. Yeah, it exists, but there's not really anything there.
Yeah, because he
that
said
kind of thing.
What I've been there.
There's only blood and death or something.
Blood and death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
I
Benny,
thought about that, but I couldn't come up with a break into two later on.
that would be after the thing is read. After the book is read and the locusts come and they've released him, that would be my break into two. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought about that for a little bit.
because the
maybe
journey,
I'm
the
trying to make it
journey
too
is
early.
not the debate. It's fighting the mummy that would be the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm thinking.
So yeah, so I have, and like I said, you have to reach for it because I don't think it's clear if it exists. He agrees to take them to the city of the dead, and then I just have they board a boat anchored in the harbor of the second act because they get on that boat, and that's essentially where the
fun and game start because immediately you got the guys,
Yes.
even the guy with the holds up the knife,
Sure.
the knife hook hand for a really long time to make sure you see it.
Yes.
As they're going up on the boat, like immediately setting up this boat ride's going to be,
Oh, yeah.
would be fun. Some stuff's going to
So
happen.
you're putting the boat ride in the second act as fun and games?
Yeah.
Well,
if him taking them to the city is his break
They
into
board
two.
the boat. That boat is the second. Once they get on
They're
the boat,
sailing into the second act.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't a sailboat.
I don't know, man. Because
James like that's too early. What are we
usually,
doing?
usually in the first act, you are still introducing people, and on the boat is when they meet the Americans, and
Yeah, but
they
they're
know
all
that Benny
side
is
guys.
there.
By this point, we've met O'Connell, we've met Evie and Jonathan, we've met the warden guy, and we've met the mummy. Like we've met everybody. Even the warden's a side guy.
We still got to meet the. Well, no, I guess.
because
Yeah, you're right.
typically in the second act you're in the upside down world. You meet a whole host of characters that are upside down versions of.
because the boat becomes a watering hole, right? To where you meet all the side.
Yeah, it's almost like
characters.
the space bar in Star Wars or whatever.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Because that's where you meet the Americans. You find out Benny.
But is the space bar in Star Wars Act 2?
I'd have to go with it.
There's my
Yes.
question.
Yes, because Luke's already we're beating the wrong movies here, but yeah. Yeah, because Luke's already, I want to come with you and learn the ways of the Force. So he goes with Obi-Wan. That's his break-in
Coming
too.
villainy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, he even calls it, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Space Force.
No, I think you're going to be hard pressed to nail. I think by the time they get on the boat, they are moving into the fun and games adventure part of the second act. So if it's not the boat, I don't know.
You have all these fun and games just getting to Hominatra, to the city or whatever. Because you have all the stuff on the boat, and then you have them racing their camels, and then the.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like my fun and games goes from here all the way down. Like
Because I had Act 2 breaking after the book has been read, the locusts are crawling on the doctor's face, and what have we done? Boom. Two.
yeah.
Okay.
Because the mummy is the bad guy.
What's the midpoint if the break-in to is for you? What was the
midpoint?
It's got to be like a false victory, false defeat, right?
Yes, yeah. Because what
when he has all the jars, when he is now full power.
Okay.
all right.
That
I
would
mean,
be
I
my
mean,
midpoint.
you could probably make a case for that because
I think I am making a case.
yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest surprise to anybody is myself that I'm making.
No. I
Feels like, yeah. I mean, you could probably make a case for that. I mean, I'm gonna delete all of your points you're making.
yeah. I mean, it's not going to matter, James. But yeah, I hope you feel good for saying it.
I mean, hey, maybe I'm right. I don't know.
You probably are. Anyway, so I have no debate and immediately fun and games, and then I have these are very quickly. These are my fun and games just to see the flow here, and then
The B story is Evie. Yeah.
I didn't nail one, but I guess so. Because
in the
it's usually a
loosest
love
sense, the
character.
love story.
Yeah, so we call her the B story.
Man, for you guys being so sure that I'm wrong, your points are pretty wobbly.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm right, but I know you're wrong.
What's your B story? Fucking Benny or something?
What's a B story?
the character of change that leads him to change. Like he's roguish, and then she.
Benny.
Would it be Benny? Because
I think it's Evie, but
yeah, you're.
I didn't think about it till just now. But if you had to, anyway, so it's fun and games. Sparks between O'Connell and Evie. They immediately start to spark, even if it's
Yeah, because Jonathan even razzes her. Because once he's out of the prison all cleaned up, no longer George of the Jungle, he's like, oh, yeah, no, nothing to see there. Nothing of, because she's immediately kind of spitting with him.
I mean, now, to be honest,
Right.
kind of a man crush at that point. You know, he's Brendan Fraser, big, strong guy, handsome, roguish. I mean, you know, hitting on all cylinders.
So wait, we're still on the boat, right?
That was them like outside
just
on
before
the
they-
dock, about to get on the boat.
About to get on the boat. Benny, I just have him down as fun and game Benny. Benny is
It was a lot of fun.
a lot of fun.
I love Benny.
Yeah. Dirty little boys like you always get their comeuppance. They do. Always. Always. Yeah.
It's like it's a surprise to him. It's like, oh no, that didn't
What?
happen.
Pharaoh's bodyguards attack and they have to abandon ship.
It wasn't the Pharaoh's bodyguards. It was the Magi.
Magi, yes. Yes. I call them the bodyguards because they're protecting the Pharaohs. But yes.
Yeah, they're protecting that from them getting to it to open it.
Yes, but they're the Magi, yes. Several cool set pieces and then they have to abandon ship.
Yeah, I mean, I like how O'Connell notices the water, right? Like he just threw Benny into the water,
Yeah.
overboard, and then he sees the footprints, and he looks out there, and like they don't show Benny in the water, but you see him look. Like he couldn't have got back up here that fast. Like what the hell's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Benny.
Well, I like that. I like when the boat's on fire. Wait here, I'll get help.
Oh, yeah.
He jumps and he's
And the warden.
Yes. So
And the Americans are enjoying the shootout and all that stuff.
Yeah.
With the fire.
bloody-
and
bloody
Americans. Did I lose my cool? I think not. And he's holding the key. Yeah.
yeah, so this is what I'm saying. This is like immediately we're in the fun and games, but every bit of it is fun.
Yeah.
Like there's no
well, and then the boat sinks and they're on the opposite sides.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts.
Yes.
looks like you're on the wrong side of the river. You know.
Hey, Benny. It's like you, yeah, right.
Hey, O'Connell,
O'Connell,
I got all the
O'Connell have
horses.
all the horses, and you said his line. Yeah.
Now the reveal and the race to the city. So they get there, and O'Connell's like, wait for it, and the sun comes up, and you get this pretty cool visual of the reveal of the city and the race to the city. I'm gonna list these, and then we'll go through them because obviously there's a lot to unpack here. But entering the tomb, discovery of the sarcophagus, bugs and the melted diggers. The
booby traps that
the
catches the diggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Salt acid. Bodyguards attack again. Leave or die. They're given the proposition. More sparks between O'Connell and Evie. The rules of the mummy are given. What will happen. What he will do if he resurrects. The opening of the mummy and then reading from the book that actually will eventually conjure the mummy.
Because there was there's two sites that they're on. They both get to the same site
Yes.
of something. The Americans take that one and send Evie and Jonathan and what's his name? Brendan Fraser.
O'Connell.
Rick O'Connell, yeah.
Enrique. Yeah, they go to another one.
Yes.
And that turns out to be the mummy, the supernatural mummy, because
Yes.
they're in the wrong spots.
Yes.
essentially.
Yes. He still looks wet or whatever.
They're digging in the wrong place.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but Evie realizes that, so she backs down.
Yeah,
'Cause
that-
they
yeah.
all got their guns drawn when they're in the same spot. And she realizes that they could go,
Yeah.
she can de-escalate the situation.
Right.
I did like the little bit about he gave her a digging tool, an archaeologist.
That's my pack.
Butchered that word, yeah. That one guy goes, "Hey, that's my bag." No, it's not. Okay, I was mistaken.
Yeah. Yes.
good.
Yeah. So right away you're into this fun, and so it's just a set piece after set piece, and gag after gag.
And even the exposition, I think, is set up well because they're digging and there's making jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even like when they go down into the, I guess into the well or whatever, where before they start digging, Jonathan gets down there and he's like, "What is that smell?" And then he looks and he realizes the warden's right behind him. Like
It's the bottom half of the ward.
Well,
right.
I've seen it, and Sherry pointed out again. Like there's a scene where I guess he's tying up a camel and he's flipping the rope and he's
hitting him.
hitting
Yeah.
the warden.
I was sitting there just hollering.
Yeah.
He's like,
You
"What
didn't
are you
see
laughing
it. You didn't notice it till this time.
No, I'd seen
Oh,
it
you'd
before.
seen
No,
it
but she
before.
pointed out again, and
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
I enjoy it every time. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it earlier. There's I guess it was coming back to me like as I was watching it, and I've seen it, obviously since then. But just last night watching it, like all of a sudden I got these vivid memories of times when my dad laughed in the theater at this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
the river exchange, right? You're on the wrong side of the river. The horses. My dad laughed at that. And
Yeah.
then there's a bit later on that I remember him laughing at.
Yeah. No, it's as much as Benny is despicable, every scene is fun with Benny.
Yeah.
The banter between Benny and O'Connell.
So now.
So that brings me up. So all those are the fun and games that I have,
That's what I had it as.
and then I have a midpoint false defeat. Do y'all
You have what as a midpoint?
midpoint false defeat? They read from the book. I have oops. They conjured the mummy because their reading of the book, because of the archaeologist who is one of the four that have opened the other. He hears them reading this book and
You
says,
must not read from the
"You
book.
must not read
Yeah.
from the book," and that conjures the mummy essentially.
How can you not see that as a second act, not a midpoint? Like, I don't see that as a midpoint at all.
So, but to your point, James, or not to your point, but I guess to argue against your point, all of the boat fun and game stuff and the racing to the city, that's all set up. If this is,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
See?
fun. That's really fun setup, man.
Well, I think you're going to get a lot of that. I think
The
this
whole
movie
movie's
is
fun.
basically a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
series of fun and games,
Yeah.
essentially. But they are crossing into they are crossing the threshold. Like there's a very literal threshold, but they are crossing from their ordinary world into the strange new world of
Yeah, 'cause even
Hamanatra.
if you mark it from Evie's, her arc, right? She's a librarian. Now she's going on this big journey. So it's still a break from her normal,
it's
stasis, right? So stasis equals death. So she's no longer stuck being a librarian. She aspires for more. She needs field experience. I think she says that. Now she's going out into the field. So it's
Now,
still
sure.
it's
to
definitely a
James's
break.
point, though, once they resurrect that mummy, that is a significant strange new world. Up to that point,
Yes, agreed.
Up to that point, it's archaeology, it's research, it's Benbrook scholars, okay. But now you've got the mummy walking around.
But
So I can see that.
the
But
stakes are raised tremendously because on the boat ride, the Americans and O'Connell, they don't hate each other. They're just racing. There's no ill
Sure, it's
will. They're
rival-
not
you know,
fighting
Yeah.
the Americans.
boyish rivalry, yeah.
So they're just, and then now all of them, once the book is read, all of them are now in the crap.
But the stakes are raised at the midpoint.
Sure, but yes.
I'm with you. I think it's a midpoint.
that part is a midpoint because I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's after.
Because, so say the mummy, say there was no, because there's this debate in the movie about, whether there's really something there and there's ghosts and mummies and all this extra bullshit does that exist, right?
Yeah.
So let's say it didn't and the mummy doesn't happen. They could have made just a fun movie of these two rival, diggers like doing stuff, right? I mean, and say there's more and more booby traps, right, that they'd have to try to figure out. And then it becomes almost a I guess it's still kind of a golden fleece maybe, but anyhow, like a race to the treasure, like which team can survive the booby traps and get the treasure without, like if you took the mummy thing out of it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the mummy coming in, that's where the horror aspects come in, but because that's, to me, it brings immediately after midpoint as bad guys close in, all is lost.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
he starts tearing them up after that.
Yeah, because he got all the jars and he is now whole,
yeah.
and that was after the midpoint. Just throwing that out.
Did anyone pause it? I didn't pause it to see like what time. I know we do that sometimes.
Because, I mean, where would you have him getting all the jars and becoming whole, where just reading the book and now him coming back slimy?
the plagues and him getting all the jars and like stalking the American, that is my bad guys closing.
Yes, I have the
because they're all running away at that point, and
Yeah, I have first chest
we
opener,
fucked
Mr.
up.
Burns, more bugs, Evie meets the mummy, Benny meets the mummy, Mr. Burns has to give more, another plague, blood, brimstone, cat's rule. That's all. Well, I'm sorry, I've crossed into, that's the bad guys close in, yes. Yeah, I have up to that point as the bad guys.
yeah, because Evie getting captured by the mummy to resurrect Anoxuna Moon is my all is lost, right? Because if she's the B story and he loves,
Yes, I have.
Right, I would agree with that.
Evie is the sacrifice, but I have it as a false victory. All is lost, false victory, because Evie is she's going to be the sacrifice. Okay, that's bad, but that could help us. It buys us time to figure out how to kill him. Because now, as long as they keep Evie away from the mummy, they have time.
yeah, I have it as a false defeat because I guess
What is your midpoint? False victory?
like finding the sarcophagus, like before they unleash him, like it's a false victory because they got to the treasure first, which was the whole point, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
all these guys are here doing this, they didn't know they were about to unleash this mummy and get all screwed up or whatever,
Well, I
right?
tell
And
you, all three of us are all over the map on this because you have a defeat, I have a victory, or vice versa. And James is like, you guys are fucking
you
screwed.
guys aren't even getting the beats right.
I mean, honestly, that's really early, I would think. That is
I did
definitely
check-
not halfway.
The
Definitely.
midpoint? No, I'm saying this movie, like essentially, it's fun and games. Now you have
I'm
to.
willing to bet it's 45 minutes into the movie, so that's about 15 minutes early, maybe 40.
I think it probably would be early, or certainly not where we would expect it.
Because to your point, there's a lot of good, fun set pieces in the bad guys close in. Because I mean, him stalking them is a lot of fun, right? And getting the jars, but that's all bad.
One of my
guys close
favorite
in.
scenes in the movie where he's scared of the cat, and then later O'Connell brings in the cat. Hey, and
Right.
that whole the two cat scenes are some
Right.
like I'm a cat person, so
you're
I'm
a
like,
cat person.
yeah,
But
cats.
that's the battle. Once he becomes regenerated, he's not. Cats have no effect
Right.
on him.
It's only going to be until he becomes
So
So your midpoint is when it becomes fully.
yes, he is unstoppable at the half point.
and that would be a defeat, a false defeat.
Yeah.
False defeat for our main characters. False victory for the.
So the all is lost false victory with Evie. You were thinking the same thing as James is now. They can use it as a time by time to defeat him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like now he's full. He has Evie. All is lost, type of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
But we're getting way ahead.
no. Yeah, because so none of us agree on the midpoint. None of us, which is fine because I think it's a lot of fun and games. To be honest with you, and
Why did they read the book again? Like
She was just reading it. She had the key. She
doesn't
opened it.
believe in any of this hokum. She even calls it hokum.
that's right. They talk about it because that always annoyed me. Like I hate when characters like
And she prides
when
herself
they.
on
I
knowing.
don't want to say I hate when characters fuck up. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Like the whole movie happens because they made a bad choice. Like
They
that,
should
I
have
guess-
known better.
Yeah, like
She's
that annoys me.
believed
When
in
and I love this movie, but it annoys me when that happened. They pull the same thing in the new Ant-Man movie. Like they mess around with the quantum realm and end up going, getting sucked down there. But it's their own damn fault. Like
It's
that,
movies like this that make us think that way.
Yes,
What are you doing? Didn't you see this movie? That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't invent AI because
didn't
have you
spend
seen Terminator?
Exactly. Yeah, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time with it. Again, love this movie. I was like, why are they doing it?
But she prides herself
You're
on being
right.
a Benbrook scholar. A scholar.
Yes, and they talked about it, how she did not believe any of that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine with her reading it now because I don't believe that. I can read this and nothing's going to
Nothing's
fucking
going to
happen.
happen.
Well, can I? This is just occurring to me. What would have happened if she'd read the book and they didn't open that sarcophagus? I mean,
He would have come back. I'm sure.
still would have popped the lock.
Probably.
No, because they used the lock to open it up.
But he's super powerful by then.
Well,
That's
he's been resurrected. I don't know how powerful he is because he's got to, but he can take lives at that point.
So I was just curious, and this
and
is
call
just
forth plagues.
this is me being me. When she reads the book, is it the act of reading the book? Is it the act of reading it out loud? How fast do you have to read it? And if you read it like a first grader, would that still
Well, I think
cause the curse?
It's an incantation, like she's summoning, right? So,
Yeah, but if I was summoning like
If you read like a first grader, you're coming back kind of slow.
because
you know what I
Jonathan
mean? Like, not
is
fully-
reading the incantation to raise the army, and he forgets the last word.
Yeah, he's fucking it all
and
up
there's
too.
this, but there's this big
but
pause.
how quick do you have to read it is what I'm saying. It's like
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters because
Mommy,
Jonathan, there's a
things
big
read in
gap.
order.
Right.
There's a big
Okay.
gap between what Jonathan reads and that last word.
Yeah, I don't think
What
it
is
matters.
this? It's a penguin. It's a bird. And then she gives him.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
So what if you have like a
and
Scottish,
then he reads it and it happens.
a
So,
Scottish accent and you're kind of mumbled or you mumble your words?
yeah. What if you
I'm
were
saying, what are the rules?
what if you were the boom operator for We Own the Night and you couldn't understand anything anybody was saying?
Right. I'm like, what are the rules of basically reading incantations to raise the dead? Is what I'm
Yeah, I
asking.
mean, I don't know. I mean,
think it's just
now
the
we're
words.
nitpicking a little bit, but yeah, to your point, maybe it should have been in a certain in a certain language, right?
Well, she was reading.
She was
ancient
reading it
Egyptian.
in that.
Ancient Egyptian. She said she.
Oh, you're right.
Why do
you're
I
right.
keep
You're
you
no,
around?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
because I can
You're
read
right.
ancient
You're right. Sorry.
Egyptian. And
Yeah.
No, you're right. I had it in my. Well, she read it, but then she was saying it out loud in English. It wasn't subtitled, right?
No, she was saying the.
I think she was saying
the
Egyptian words.
the
wasn't
phonetic
Was she?
words. Yeah,
And Jonathan does too.
Yes, because he's trying to.
Metaphys or whatever he says.
Yeah, it looks like a
Menaphys.
bird. And then
stork.
the stork. And then she gives him the word, and then
Yeah, all right,
he
sorry, I
says.
guess
So all those
I'm
words that he
remembering it wrong.
said
Then okay,
are sort of banked.
that's weird. I was
and he
remembering
says the last
her.
word, and it's like it goes in the bank, and now it happens. So
Yeah.
So if you read it out of order, no powers, it has to be read in order.
I would think so. Yeah, it's like a magic spell, right?
In order,
And
but it doesn't,
whoever reads it has the power. And in his
Well,
case,
yeah,
yeah,
I guess. Yeah, because he has the power of the things.
Yeah.
the guys.
because the mummy was telling those things to go kill, but as soon as Jonathan read
Read
it,
the incantation. He had the power. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just me being me. I think
No,
of
no,
weird
right.
things
Well,
I
like
was
that.
thinking the same thing about, well, what if they hadn't opened them? I mean, it's like, who goes around opening?
And if you knew the words,
Casket
did you
or-
have to read it out of the book? You could just.
Well,
say
I
the
don't think
words?
she knew because the whole it's all hailed as mythology. This Hymenoptera and the head librarian says it's just something that Arabs tell their children. Scary story.
Right.
So I don't know that she certainly didn't believe, but I don't know that all of the implications of this mythology were known even
Right.
because they didn't know where even the city was.
I'm just saying, the Egyptians, when they buried this fella,
Yeah.
shouldn't have wrote down the instructions on how to bring
How to
it back.
bring him. That is true. Yeah. Why have a book on how to bring him back?
Yeah, don't open the book. Well, don't make the book.
Exactly.
But
I'm a librarian. I'm gonna open books and read books.
I mean, I hear you. This movie is a vehicle to deliver adrenaline and fun and
Cool
games.
line. Yeah, don't take this as any hate for this.
No,
movie.
no,
I
right.
absolutely love this movie.
But she desperately wants to be a Bedbrook scholar, and so any opportunity, I think it fits in with her character. She would read it because she wants to show that she can read ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
She tells the head librarian, "Well, why do I keep you around?" Well, I read
I
ancient
can do this
Egyptian.
and that and that. Yeah.
I keep you around because of your parents.
Yeah, you're forgetting the other line is your parents were our biggest donors.
Right, exactly. But she,
That's why.
she, and later take that Benbrook scholars because they had snubbed her, and she.
Right.
So I think if anything, if you're calling that part of Monster in the House, her sin is pride of,
Yeah.
and now she conjures this thing that she didn't even believe in, but she believes in herself. Whatever. I guess I didn't have a problem with that as far as that goes.
Damn. Yeah. So it's Mummy. So it's got to be a monster in the house, right? We didn't really talk about that too much, right? The genre.
I almost wanted to call it like a Golden Fleece, though, right?
I did too. It feels more like a Golden Fleece, but
road movie.
but if it's a monster in the house, the monster starts messing with people around the break-in too, right? To James's point,
Huh? Wait, who are we talking about here?
right?
Well,
Most monster in the house structures, the monster shows up for the break-in two and
Is that
starts
what James
wreaking
is
havoc.
calling it?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what he's been saying the whole time. Is
We've been saying the
the
whole
break-in two is when Mummy shows up when he's gets unleashed or whatever. We're calling it a midpoint. To him, it's a break-in two.
All right.
I'll just
not
just
thought
whenever
about
y'all
that.
want to say it, I'm ready to hear it. We skipped a little bit. The Magi.
Yeah.
They attacked the group first, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
group was like, "Hey, let's pull our resources
Yeah,
tonight."
Well, the
Oh,
one guy,
yes,
the
yeah.
one American guy, yeah.
And then that's when Evie reads the book and everything happens.
Yeah, she steals it from one of the
Doctor.
chest opener.
Oh, and the warden. We skipped the warden in a good fun and games bit with the scarabs going inside his body and he kills himself.
Yes, yes.
And that dude, Stacey looked it up. He's still alive. I don't know how, because he runs into that fucking wall.
Real life.
Like,
Maybe it was a padded wall.
did it give? Like, it had to be a padded wall, because I rewound it and slowed it down and tried to look at it, and it looks like he hits that damn wall with his head, man.
Damn.
I was like, talking about stunts that hurt. I'm like, this guy.
yeah, that's crazy.
Anyhow.
Good.
That was a fun bit, and the effects on the scarab still looked pretty good to me.
Oh yeah, no,
there's
absolutely.
places where it's like, all right, this is 1999, the effects, but
Well,
but
my
I
whole
think at the
thought
time it was great.
yeah. My whole thought the whole time is bugs.
Yeah, especially getting
Ones
underneath
that
your
crawl into your
skin.
skin. Yeah,
Yes.
quickly up
Like
to
the
your
one that
brain.
goes up his face. Yeah, that one, that's good stuff.
All right, so at this point, I don't know where we are. Bad guys close in. Are we? What do we call that? I have it the first chest.
Depends on whose beat you're following.
Right.
So Evelyn reads the book, and then the entire group gets separated into little groups because locusts are coming.
I have the beginning of the bad guys close in. I have is the first chest opener. I guess Mr. Burns, who has bad vision, loses his glasses and gets his eyes and tongue taken.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of where I.
That's what you want to do. You want to take a guy with bad eyes and
Yeah, I thought about
Take
that
his
too.
eyes.
He takes his eyes out of all the people. Like,
Yeah, that's what Sherry said. I'm like, well, if I'm that guy and my vision is that bad, I got 10 pair of glasses in my pocket at all times. Just, you know,
the mummy doesn't know anything about glasses.
right.
Didn't the mummy
no,
take
the guy
his
who's-
eyes?
Yeah, Phil's saying the
Mr.
guy should have had
Burns.
Mr. Burns should have had more
Oh,
than one pair
absolutely.
of glasses.
oh my God.
And
But
then the
James and I
mummy-
were saying the mummy took a guy, so the mummy should have shit vision and be wearing glasses the rest of the fucking movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was. We did question that last night.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, well, he takes his tongue because he's got bad eyes. But then he took
both.
Yeah, he's absorbing them
Yeah.
Yeah.
to replenish
Yeah, but
himself.
that was my thought. Is like, why are you taking
Well-
his eyes?
You took my eyes.
Yeah, I guess because he sucks their fluids to get rejuvenated.
Regenerate, yeah.
I was thinking, well, maybe he just took his eyes to get rejuvenated, and then they're his own eyes. But if he's missing his
Maybe.
eyes, I don't know.
Yeah, we're starting to pick this thing apart a
Yeah,
little
we're
bit
not
now
meant to ask that
because
question.
because he doesn't continue to take parts off the others.
No,
he
no.
sucks the rest of them dry.
Yes.
Only this guy got spared in a way. Why didn't he suck him dry?
At least for now, because he ends up going back to him and
Yeah,
finishing him off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
because Rick comes in before he could finish the job and yells at the mummy and then shoots him.
Yeah,
and they
no,
all
you're
run
right.
off
You're
together.
right. You're
Because I have
right.
Mr.
Okay, good
Burns
deal.
has
Yeah,
to
yeah,
give more as one of my bad guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because Benny sets up the meeting,
Yeah.
and the dude's sitting right next to the mummy and has no idea because he can't fucking call for help or see him now at this point.
That guy
Dead must be paid.
so pathetic and sorry for this guy. This, you know,
Yeah, when he falls and he's breaking the glasses, and he's they do the whole blurry vision thing, and he's feeling around. I'm pretty sure every time we watch this movie, Stacey goes, "That would be you, babe."
sure, but
I'm like, appreciate it.
if I'm going to Egypt on an expedition, I got a satchel full of glasses. I'm
That's
telling
it. That's
Maybe
it.
he did too. They were just out at the
you,
camp.
they're on me at all times. There's no way.
Evie's looking at all that stuff. She's like, "What are all these glasses
Yeah,
for?"
or I'm wearing prescription goggles where they won't fall off. There's no way. I have Evie meets the mummy, and Benny meets the mummy. I did like this exchange between Benny and the mummy as he's holding
Throwing the
up.
different religions. Yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
And
good
then
stuff.
the
Stacey
language
likes that
of
part.
almost sort of a callback to Moses and the Egyptians and
The
slaves.
language of the slaves.
The language of the I thought that was
Cool. Yeah,
sort of a nod to history almost as much as
yeah,
Raiders.
yeah. I liked it.
May I have use for you, whatever.
Yeah, Stacey really likes that part. He's no. He tries the different ones in different languages. Yeah.
That's like Ricky Bobby. He's covering his bases.
Yeah, same with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
They go to see Mr. Burns. He has to give more. Very sad, pathetic. Then we get the plague of blood, the water turning to blood and brimstone. And I guess he's talking to Evie and is going to take her at that point when the cat shows up and drives him away so he doesn't get Evie
Yeah.
right away. And I have cat's rule. I love that. I love cats, and I still cheer every time I see a cat do that. Anyway.
Yes.
Somewhere in there is also the bit where they're putting clothes. He puts clothes in the suitcase and she takes them
taking
out.
them out, yeah.
Back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Sight gag is very cool. All right, so I have, again, we're going to disagree on this. I have all is lost at this point. After this first cat scene where the cat drives him away from Evie, all is lost, false victory. Again, I said Evie is meant to be the sacrifice, and they know this, and it'll buy them some time, i.e., false victory. But we all see that differently. You have a false defeat. And
I do, yeah, because I mean, here's this guy running around sucking people dry and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then now he's taking her. Like, nothing's good going to happen to her. Like, and Rick's upset about it, I'll be seeing you again.
Yeah.
Like this false defeat, like all the way in my book. Or
Okay,
whatever.
all
Like,
right.
now the bad guy's taking the girl.
Okay.
Everybody likes Evie. Got to save the librarian.
Sure. Now, when she shows, I don't remember. It's earlier. Rachel Weisz, very not ugly woman, but when she shows up in the black veil and
Oh, yeah. She looks great. She's got a great face, great eyes.
but it's also exotic and just
Yeah.
Anyway.
Whatever.
The guy that plays James Bond, what's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. They're married.
Correct.
Oh well, he did well.
Very lucky guy.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I didn't care what she was wearing. She could wear whatever.
Yes.
Or nothing.
Yeah, right.
Which one is he? Is he in the
He's
Knives
Skyfall, Casino Royale.
Yeah,
the
Knives
latest
Out.
Bonds.
one that's in the
Knives Out.
Knives Out? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I did not know that.
Benoit Blanc.
Yes. So still under All Is Lost, False Victory. Well, All Is Lost. Zombie Hotel Minions. The slaves of Imhotep now, and then hitching a ride, and so all the.
Oh yeah, we skipped that a little bit.
Well, first chest, Mr. Burns, he gets it. There's 4 chest openers, right? The ones that open the. Mr. Burns has got it. Here,
yeah, there's 3 Americans, right? And then
the
the
fly,
doctor or
Plague of the
whatever.
Flies, the second opener gets it. Go get me some. Yeah, I got it. Get me some bourbon, and then he gets it, and then the
I'll
third.
get your damn bourbon.
Yeah, so he gets it there, and then I guess the guy getting the bourbon gets it very quickly. Also, he's about to go for Evie, I guess, and Brendan Fraser barges in. Cats rule again. They escape, and then so the villagers have become minions of Imhotep. And they get away in the car, and the
Yeah, that's
fourth
the-
opener gets it.
That's, you're talking. You were referencing Jonathan when he runs out there and sees
Yes,
him. And that's the second part of that. I remember my dad laughing at.
Yeah. So very quickly, the 4 chest openers are taken, and I have all this as sort of the all is lost before we get to the Dark Knight.
James, this is all set up for you. Is that right?
Definitely. No, because you're skipping just a little bit. They're getting more story about what they can do, because the Gold Book of Amun Ra has discovered that maybe they can kill him with the Gold Book
Yeah.
instead of the Black Book, because again, they were in the wrong spots. They were switched.
Yes.
So they thought they had the one book. They didn't. They had the wrong book.
Right.
So they deduce, and now they've got, that's where the third act is. The storm the castle is to go get the Gold Book. All is lost is when Evie gets stolen. That's,
Yeah, I have the Dark Knight of the Soul. As,
she gives them the plan. Now she's stolen.
Yeah, I have my Dark Knight as when she is taken. So
Yeah.
okay.
All is lost. Is that what?
Well, the Dark Knight of the Soul is the lowest point in the movie, typically.
Yeah, that would be that.
Okay. All right. And then I have my break.
The Dark Knight of the Soul. It mirrors the debate beat. Like it's the characters debate about, all right, this horrible thing just happened, all was lost or whatever.
You got to dig deep down.
Dig deep down. What do I do to break into?
Right.
They make a decision to break into 3. So like debate and Dark Knight are both, the character making a decision to, go one way or the other to break into the next act.
Yes.
Right. They can't be dragged into it or forced into it. They have to act on their own.
Yeah, I have down the manhole to the third act. Like at that point, they've lost the car, I guess, and they're
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'd have the third act too.
Brendan Fraser takes it. He goes down the manhole cover to the all right in the
Yeah, because the next one is they're going to the pilot to get him to fly him there.
yeah gathering
It's
the
a
team.
race back to Hamunaptra.
Yes.
This is the third act, and then the Hamunaptra is the castle.
Yes. Where do you have your break into 3, Chris?
Them flying into which I guess to y'all's point, that is after gathering of the team, which doesn't add up. But yeah, they fly into the third act with Winston.
Yeah, I have that as okay. Yeah, I can see that because I have that as gathering the team. They get Winston, the bodyguard, the brother, and O'Connell are all on the plane.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's essentially it.
How you doing? No.
So third act, yeah, we're
Yeah.
all agreed on that.
Okay. So
Right around there.
it's like the 2 teams in the movie. We both got there. It's just
Right.
different.
Stacy did notice something though.
Yeah.
And when they're being chased by the zombie, Imhotep
Yeah.
slaves or whatever, right? And they're all jumping on the car and all that. They end up crashing that car,
Yeah.
right, into some water barriers or something. I don't remember how bad I didn't rewind it. Go back and see how bad the car is crashed.
Yeah.
But they definitely get out and run on foot. And then that's how when she gets captured and they have to escape in the manhole, right?
Yeah. I'll be seeing you again. Yeah.
Yeah. they drive that same car over to Winston's, like
Really?
in the desert. Yeah,
I did not.
Well, that or it's a car that looks just like it with the same color.
Sure.
So I assume it's the same car.
Yeah.
Well, they built cars differently back in the day.
Oh, yes,
They were
true.
made out of steel.
True.
and-
I assume, but that means that you had to wait underground. Yeah, okay, I think they're gone. And then they go back up there to the surface, get
Yeah.
the car, and drive it to wherever.
Well, they probably
I
got
didn't never even notice it. Seen it 1,000 times, station. I was like,
No,
oh
I know-
shit, that is the same car.
They probably got down there and were like, shit, which way do we go? It's dark down here.
Right.
It stinks. Let's go back up. Let's
Right.
wait.
Whose idea was this come down here again? Right.
Yeah, no, this movie is moving from one fun and game to the next, and that's
No. We've seen it how many times? And
Yeah, no, I-
the
right.
millionth time you notice that kind of shit. You know.
Storming the Castle, the Tomb, and the Undead Warriors, Hightower Surprise.
Well, you forgot Winston. Going down.
Yeah, sure. Winston's last ride. He wants to die. He wishes.
Yeah, that sandstorm was always really cool. Like when it
yeah.
played all the trailers. And
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like, this is what CGI, like this is a good
Use of CGI. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I still hold on.
And it was so early on in the CGI
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
It still
Oh, that
holds
still
up.
looked good. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
still
no, I
holds
was
up.
I
So what is Benny's line right after? I love the whole face in the storm thing. Bastards. Like, what does he say?
Yeah.
He just calls them bastards. at the end?
Bastards.
He's on whoever's team is
No,
feeding
no,
him.
right.
Yeah, that's good though. That part made me laugh.
Your words give me courage. No. Yes. Okay, so they're storming the castle with the tomb and the undead warriors. The Hightower surprise I have is they have the book, the gold book, I guess, which will be able to kill him, but Imhotep has the key in his robe pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if there is a dig deep down, I'm pegging it as they have to control the new army and finish the inscription. And there's this big struggle to finish reading the inscription to get.
Yeah. Oh, just real quick, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
And Stacy noticed it way back when he kills the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Out on the street.
Yes.
When he stands up and he's got his robe on, and they just show him walk away as the flies or whatever start to attack everybody.
Yeah.
She noticed it on the back of his robe, like the way the folds and the kind of it's a tattered robe.
Yeah.
His mummy face is on the back of his robe.
Really?
It's real small. Like it's hard to say it's not intentional because
Yeah.
it looks like the same face you see in the sand or
Really?
whatever. But she knows
I'd
it's
have
on the
to-
back of the robe. I'm like, what?
Interesting.
Really? So we went back and rewound it, and there it is. I mean, it's kind of
crazy.
small, but it's again, it looks so much like the face you see in the sand. It's hard to say it's not intentional.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
I never noticed that.
Yep. Wife noticed that one.
No.
Back to big struggle with the
Yes.
gold book and
Yeah. Finish the new plan. I have kill Imhotep and his girlfriend. Read the book. They call the chariots, which they think kills him, but it simply turns him mortal, which then allows.
That's way toward. I mean, that's right at the end though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have this. So,
Because he has to fight all those skeleton dudes and stuff first, right?
yes, this is the dig deep down trying to control the new army, these skeleton dudes, but he has to finish the inscription to do that,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know what that word is, so he's talking to Evie. So there's this big delay while Brent, because she was saying like he's going to have them all killed before they finish that inscription,
Right.
I said disassembled
Disassembled, yeah,
because they're already dead.
sure. So there was this whole. Are these beats solid? I don't think they are, as far as the new plan and the Hightower surprise and all that.
Would the Hightower surprise be when Jonathan's reading the book and he raises the guards instead of fighting Imhotep? Would that be the surprise?
It has to be a setback, and that is definitely a setback.
Yeah, because now they're having to deal with armed guards.
Yes, these because Imhotep is able to use them.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Yeah,
He even
that's
smiles.
the whole
Like when he
thing was-
reads it, the mummy looks up and he's like,
Yeah.
thanks.
Idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's probably it.
Because the whole goal is to get the book, and the book will kill him. And first thing he reads creates
Gives him backup.
Henchman. Yeah, gives him backup. Yeah.
Yeah. I have Hightower surprise have the book, but Imhotep has the key. But then right after that, control the new army. So that's probably it, because that would be the setback.
Yeah.
So the new plan would be to try to control these. Yeah, try to control the new army.
Yes.
Okay,
And that's when he starts, Evie, what's this? And what's
Yeah.
this?
that makes sense. James, you're on fire today, man.
Thanks. My Wheaties that I ate this morning.
Sure. I call it the death Uber. I thought I'd been a while since I've seen this, so I thought this was them killing him, but it's not.
Death Uber.
The death Uber, the chariot that carries him away. We think, okay,
Death Uber.
Right, the spirit, the
Got it.
spirit Uber.
yeah. But it doesn't kill him. It makes him because and I guess he thinks he's going to die, but then he comes back and he's like, aha! But he doesn't at that point know he's mortal yet.
Yeah,
Because he runs right into the
lifts
Razor
sword,
sword.
yes.
Right into it.
It
But
lifts
Evie
the
knows.
curse.
Evie knows. I thought we killed him. No, it just made him mortal. She as a scholar, she knows that. I have it. O'Connell takes a stab at it and does, and Benny gets his comeuppance, which I'm glossing over that whole earlier. Evie's like nasty little boys like you always. They do.
Yeah, because somebody obviously, when you're in a ancient temple and the bad guy dies, the temple then has to crumble.
Sure.
So I forget who it was, but somebody was it Benny that
It's Benny. He
bumped
sets
into a
his
thing.
Oh, yeah.
he sets his sack of
Yeah,
On the lever.
on the lever, like his third sack of
Yes,
he
well,
could have been out of there if he
Benny
hadn't
was
been so
in the
greedy.
sun with a
he
camel full of gold.
Yep, if he hadn't been so greedy.
That's
Well, that must have been like his last like trip because he had already taken out all
yes.
his gold and
no, this guy was in the clear.
Right. It
was
wasn't goes back
greedy.
in.
Yes.
greedy.
he was just one
nasty
bag.
little greedy boy who's going to get his comeuppance.
Yep. I like how they do all those shots though in movies, because like when the ceiling's coming down, like I love the shots they get in all these movies, and this one did it really well. Like it does not look like they're gonna make it.
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
Like
At all.
Yeah.
Sherry was going on about claustrophobia.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
felt
Well,
claustrophobic.
then when Benny was walking down into the treasure area, I was like, he's gonna get crushed.
Right.
Yes.
Before he starts crawling, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was done very well.
Give me your hand, Benny. Goodbye, Benny.
That was finally.
This little torch goes out pretty damn quick, man.
Yes, and you hear the bug.
Oh yeah,
and the
yes,
bugs.
yeah.
Castle buried, love found, luck turned, a little treasure, thanks Benny. So that's his closing image, not alone, his luck is turned,
Right.
off they go into the
Riding
sunset.
into the
literally,
sunset.
Literally.
Which I never got. Why would you ride off into the sunset? You're just gonna have to stop and make camp
Sure.
when the sun goes down.
Well,
You've
you
got
know.
maybe an hour and a half of travel time. Maybe.
Yeah, but you look good walking away from an explosion. You look good riding toward the sunset, right?
Sure. Just doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
who's watching? I don't know. In the desert?
Yeah, and the desert can become like
Oh, cold.
freezing?
Oh, yeah.
It's symbology, James. Okay.
Symbology?
Yeah, symbology. Yep, symbology.
Is that like strategery?
symbolism.
All right, good. You picked it up. Good. You picked it up.
Thanks.
The sun's setting on their adventure, man.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean?
This is James' podcast from now on. We look like schmucks today.
Hey,
It's cool. No, he nailed it.
it is one of my favorite movies. Like I said, it was one of the movies that I think is perfect. I've probably seen
yeah.
this one up there with any other movie I've seen a ton of times. Like this is
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we in fun pick it apart, but this movie is a fun ride that you will feel good watching every time you watch it. I think. Yeah.
cool lines, well delivered. It's just it holds up so well.
I think so.
The
yeah.
fact that this was 1999, this 24-year-old movie.
Yeah.
I challenge you to find another movie from back then that holds up this
Yeah.
like this one does, because they're few and far between. Not saying there's none, but
No, but
They're
this
few.
yeah, it's a harken back to the old serial films,
yeah,
like Indiana is,
Right. I hope the new Indiana Jones is as fun as this one was.
Sure.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but hopefully.
Right. Anything else about this movie? Ready for our past consider?
Yeah.
This was your pick, James. So you want to start us off?
Yeah, this is a strong what's the right word? Pass,
Recommend.
consider, recommend. I recommend this one. This one you should own.
Yeah.
You should watch it. The second one, the third one, the second one's pretty good. It kind of adds on to this, but there's a few squishy parts. Third one has nothing to do with mummies. But this one is
Yeah.
awesome. I can put this one on. It's a background movie. It is
Yeah.
a sit with a family and watch it. It's a sit by yourself and watch it.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, this is definitely a recommend for me as well. I don't know what else I can say. It's a big fun movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, kind of at the top of this, I don't feel like they make movies like this anymore. So yeah,
Well, they do, but it's just everybody's wearing a cape now,
Kind
Well,
of.
Yeah.
yeah, but they're
Now, it's funny. This is a sidetrack, and I don't want to interrupt, but there is definitely. I think the being fed up with superhero movies is starting to bleed into society now. Like I've seen more and more comments and thoughts expressed
Mhm.
about.
Yeah, I mean-
not another damn.
the sequel to Shazam: Fury of the God just tanked at
Yeah.
the box office, and it just came out. So yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like this could be the hopefully the beginning of it. Because I'm definitely marveled out and
Yeah.
kind of tired of superhero movies, and yeah, I wish they would make make more movies like this one, like The Mummy.
Yeah.
Or at least take a little bit of, I don't know, take some chances.
Yeah, take
Go out
chances.
there.
Yeah,
Because this movie right here, on paper, Brendan Fraser wasn't gigantic at this time.
yeah.
It was a gamble, and it really paid off. I'd like
yeah.
to see more people gamble on that.
80 million and they made 400 million.
Right.
You know.
2 more sequels plus the Scorpion King movies.
Yeah.
Plus,
And if you factor in like you did with The Night, We Own the Night.
Oh yeah, Reynolds
and all,
and
oh my! I bet it
purchases,
does equally as much. I bet it made $1 billion when it's all said and done.
could be.
You know.
Yeah, because I'm sure I own this on DVD and then Blu-ray, and then now I own it 4K.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
bought it 3 damn times.
I know we have it on DVD or Blu-ray, and I think we got it on discount on streaming. I think we had it on,
Yeah.
or maybe not. I can't remember, but
Right.
anyway, yeah. Anything else? I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, Sherry.
Oh, I highly recommend. I remember us going to see it in the theaters.
We saw it
You
in
know,
the
it's
theater.
one of those that you've got to get to the
Yeah, it's
theater
one of
see
those
it.
big screens. Yeah.
But to me, it combines everything. It's a comedy. It's action. It's horror.
Yeah.
It's
Romance.
yeah. It's romance. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's like an epic tale, and it's nothing. It's not a brain bender.
No.
It's not anything. It's better than a popcorn movie. Like it's just a solid movie all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And,
mean,
and anytime I see, I'm not into slasher movies that are just
yeah.
gory, but anytime you see something scary, but you add a lot of humor to
Yeah.
it,
Well, it diffuses.
Helps.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of humor. I just laugh throughout the whole thing.
Every damn day. It's so he delivers it so fast. You know, yeah, his timing is perfect. Yeah, the timing is perfect on this movie. I mean, it hits, man. Everybody is so fun. Even like a guy like Benny who is so despicable. I just love every scene with Benny in it. You know.
Kevin J. O'Connor, he's the guy that played Benny.
Yeah.
He's good in most everything he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, because a lesser actor wouldn't sell that like that. You know,
Right.
Right.
He's able to sell that role as just a pure opportunist and
You don't hate him,
No.
but you hate him.
he's right. The holding up the different, like even with his spiritual soul, he's like gambling. Whatever. He doesn't believe any of that shit. But does this work? Does this work? Does this work?
Right.
Benny is.
What he's doing.
Yeah, highly, absolute recommend. I mean, this it's just a fun movie, and normally you wouldn't take the time to even question anything. You just along for the ride, and it's fun.
Yeah, there's not too much big stuff in this, to pick apart.
Yeah.
There's stuff in every movie, obviously, that you can pick apart, but yeah.
Well, and you're even if there are squishy points, you're so forgiving because it's delivering you so much entertainment value. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yeah. So highly recommends. That's 4 recommends. This is good.
Nice. I'm glad I picked it.
Absolutely. Anything else? Nope. Okay, that is The Mummy, and we are out.
Man, for you guys being so sure that I'm wrong, your points are pretty wobbly.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm right, but I know you're wrong. I mean, you could probably make a case for that because
I think I am making it.
person James is like, you guys are fucking screwed.
You guys aren't even getting the beats right.
I mean, honestly, the Egyptians, when they buried this fella,
Yeah,
shouldn't have wrote down the instructions on how to bring
how to
it back.
bring him. That is true.
Just like Ricky Bobby, he's covering his
Yeah,
bases.
same with Tom Cruise. You know.
Yeah.
James, you're on fire today, man.
Thanks.
Give me your hand, Benny. Goodbye, Benny.
This is James' podcast from now on. We look like schmucks today.
The monster starts messing with people around the break-in too, right? To James's point.
Huh? Wait, who are we talking about here?